Dean, here it is. You asked about the numbers. The numbers are good. It's going to look a little funky. I have to average out the numbers a little bit. It's not getting a clean signal because of this plastic, which I put in here so the case doesn't get touched at all. But it means that my machine is actually having trouble getting a signal, so it looks a lot noisier than it actually is, trust me. You see, because right now we should be seeing fairly regular changes in this amplitude, a little bit of up, a little bit of down. If it's got nothing, it's because the machine can't really hear it through the plastic. It's just one of those things. I'm getting obviously much higher consistent numbers than 224. Yeah, 232. This is about half power. I haven't fully wound this. This has been running since overnight, so that's pretty good. I'm not going to complain at all. Hang on just one second. So it's running well. The movement was clean inside. The only thing that had to be addressed in this movement was that it has one of the issues with the 6000 series movements is they have sort of an Achilles heel. Seiko, they took a shortcut. They didn't do something they should have. Hang on. This is a stripped out 6000 series movement. Just the main plate, mainspring, and back plate. These are all dirty parts. One of the things that Seiko didn't do is they didn't really protect the upper and lower ports for the mainspring arbor. The arbor is the axle that this mainspring barrel turns on. So that's this in the train bridge. It has a bushing. That's nice. That's good. But in the lower movement, let me get you out of here. Come on, out, out. In the lower main plate here, there's no bushing at all. It's just a hole. And this is brass. And the arbor is stainless steel. So as this arbor turns and turns and turns, as the watch is being wound, the pressure from the mainspring sort of torques the mainspring barrel over, and it starts to wear this hole into an oval. And so then you start getting all this flop going on. And yours was worn enough that the mainspring barrel was actually contacting the underside of this plate. It was flipping up enough that it was grinding its way under the plate there. And that's a problem. So the way we address that, though, I'm one of the few people that can do this. It's sort of an old school thing to do. What we do is we install a bushing. This is a stainless bushing. I machine this port out, and I put this little bushing in. These are very hard to find. Seiko didn't really sell these as any kind of a separate part, so they have to be sort of hunted down. I don't have a lot of these. They're very hard to find. It used to be much easier. You used to be able to order them, but all these parts are out of production for so long. You just can't get them. But yeah, this little port, that little bushing right there, does just magical wonders for these watches. So your main plate in your 6105, this worn port has been machined out. I installed one of these bushings, and so now your mainspring is perfectly flat and it doesn't move at all. Before it was like kind of torqued over and floppy, and that's not the case anymore. It's a magnificent watch. Just a magnificent watch. All original. What a piece. How nice. Anyway, so that was the main thing I had to do. So we have the bushing, and these are very hard to find. I think I only have 2 of these left. And then the time to machine out this plate and then install the bushing using a staking press. so that it's correct and tight. It's very tight tolerances. But it gets us where we are now. The nice thing is it saves it from any further damage, and it's a replaceable part. So that if you wore this watch for 20 solid years and you started getting some wear in that bushing, it could in theory install another one. We're looking to have them made, the bushings. Actually, one of my business partners is looking to have jewels made for that port. We do the same thing, but then put in a jewel, which is even better. But this is a vast improvement. Okay, thanks, Dean.